The hospital administrator cornered me and said, "We found the drugs in your bag. Your nursing license is being suspended immediately." I laughed nervously and said, "What drugs? I don't even take Tylenol." But Dr. Whitfield wasn't smiling. He grabbed my arm and pulled me into his office where 2 security guards were already waiting. On his desk sat my work bag, unzipped, with 3 vials of fentanyl clearly visible. My blood went cold. I had been a pediatric nurse for 6 years with a spotless record. I loved those kids more than anything. Dr. Whitfield slammed the door and said, "We've been tracking missing controlled substances for weeks." Imagine my surprise when an anonymous tip led us straight to your locker. I couldn't breathe. Those vials weren't mine. I had never even handled fentanyl because I worked with children. Someone had planted them. I tried to explain, but he cut me off. "Save it for the police. They're already on their way." I sat in that office for 2 hours while they photographed everything and took my statement. The detective treated me like a criminal, asking where I sold the drugs, who my supplier was, whether I had a habit. I kept saying the same thing over and over. "This isn't mine. Someone set me up." Nobody believed me. When they finally let me leave, I was placed on immediate administrative suspension pending investigation. My co-workers watched me walk out with security like I was some kind of monster. 6 years of 12-hour shifts, missed holidays, holding dying children's hands, and this is how it ended. I called my fiancée Brianna from the parking lot, sobbing so hard I could barely speak. Brianna worked in the same hospital as an ultrasound technician. She rushed home and held me while I fell apart, but something about her comfort felt hollow. Her words were right, but her eyes kept darting away. After I calmed down, she said she needed to tell me something important. My stomach dropped. She took a deep breath and said, "I know who did this to you. It was my ex-boyfriend, Derek. He works in the pharmacy." I stared at her, confused. Derek and I had crossed paths maybe twice. He seemed harmless. Why would he frame me for stealing drugs? Brianna started crying and said, "Because I'm still sleeping with him. I've been cheating on you for 8 months, and when I tried to end it last week, he threatened to destroy your life if I left him." Everything clicked into place with sickening clarity. Derek had access to the controlled substances. Derek knew my schedule and locker combination because Brianna had given them to him. Derek sent the anonymous tip. My entire career was being destroyed because my fiancée couldn't keep her legs closed and her ex-boyfriend was a psychopath. I asked her why she didn't warn me before he planted evidence. She said she didn't think he would actually do it. I looked at the engagement ring I had saved 14 months to buy and felt absolutely nothing. I told her to get out of my apartment and never contact me again. She begged me to understand, said Derek had manipulated her, said she still loved me. I opened the door and pointed at the hallway. The next morning, I hired a lawyer who specialized in medical license defense. She subpoenaed the pharmacy's security footage from the week before the drugs appeared. There was Derek, clear as day, pocketing 3 vials of fentanyl during his shift. More footage showed him entering the locker room at 3 a.m. when only night staff should have access. The hospital's investigation pivoted immediately. Derek was arrested for theft of controlled substances and filing a false report. Dr. Whitfield personally called to apologize and offered me my position back with full back pay. The nursing board cleared my record completely. Derek got 4 years in prison. Brianna texted me 93 times begging for forgiveness. I blocked her after the 5th one. I'm now charge nurse of the pediatric ICU and I just got engaged to a woman who would never betray me. Derek's still in prison.